Welcome to Dax's Wasteland Workshop. Thanks for choosing this video from my War Vehicles series. In this video, I'll spotlight a 1969 Buick Riviera, and I'll show you what I've added to make this the ultimate battle machine. Let's start with some of the body modifications. I'm really big on changing the front grills when they're not very detailed, and this Buick was a prime example. The original model kit came with a solid front grille, meaning the grille fins and the headlights were part of the grille. Solid chrome, not a lot of detail, so I went in and I hollowed out these 4 cavities, installed headlights that are recessed, and a mesh grille insert. Much more detail, looks much better. The car is definitely higher than stock. As you can see, I've put a little lift kit on it, so the front bumper was moved up accordingly, so it's more like an off-road bumper. I also added these 2 huge meat cleaver-like blades that will take care of anything this car runs into. All right, I'm just gonna get this one over with. One of the parts I'm not happy with on this car is this front windshield shield. The front windshield shield. Not only is it terribly ineffective, but you can't even see around it. And the driver's side has less room than the passenger side because it looks like it's off center. What a terrible design choice. My apologies. I'm looking at it now and it's got, I guess that's a gun port where you would fire a gun out of, but I would say that's kind of unnecessary as you have the miniguns in the front. I mean, that's terrible. That is that is absolutely terrible. So if I had it to do over again, I would have never installed this. There would be, a few things I would change. I would probably rough it up a little bit more, make a little bit more paint rubbed off, a little dirtier, a little more rusty. What a shame, because I really do like the rest of the car. The hood scoop was scratch built and added this plate for a little toughness. It looks tough. The hood scoop is large and functional. It goes down to the air cleaner, which has been, the width has been changed a little bit. You can see the air cleaner through the hood scoop. Notice that when the barrel is at its top position, it fires through the V in that little bracket that holds it. So as the guns rotate to the top position, they fire through the V in that bracket. There's also a little burn marks from the gunpowder. The 2 miniguns on the hood were made from styrene tube. I believe this is a 5/16 styrene tube as the cover. And the barrels, I don't know the sizes. It's one of the smallest size tubes you can get. But it's 6 gun barrels placed around a singular barrel in the center. And that singular barrel has a smaller styrene rod that runs all the way through it. You can see it there. and is pinned into this block and this block, and they're fully, they spin. Those were fun to make. I really enjoyed making those. Good looking engine with a nice tall blower on it, so I could have that air cleaner sticking up through the hood scoop. Looks good. Spark plug wires, that's the last engine I believe I ever put spark plug wires on. As you know, my cars from a few years after this were only hover cars. The driver's side window covering lifts so we can take a look inside. This is made with styrene tube as the hinges and rod as the pin. You can see the rod going through right there. The obligatory piece of steel plate to protect the occupants. Steel plates on the back window, little viewport, some more bullet holes, and a I-beam for the rear bumper, large heavy-duty I-beam, tow hitch, some chain, put a different color hood and door on it as if it was maybe in mid-repair before the apocalypse, or maybe he's just found extra parts, additional parts, and put them on. A couple more bullet holes, extra plates on the doors. This is supposed to be like a fold down window covering, window shield. Look at the undercarriage. I had to put a lot of lift on this car, so I made the front suspension out of styrene. You can see there that it's functional. I needed that front end to be high enough to get these tires under it. I believe these tires came out of a Jeep Rubicon scale model. And here you can see the suspension working. Control arms have full movement. And there's the self-destruct. Whoa! Yeah, this tire falls off. The self-detonating bomb under the car, like in the Mad Max movies. This model reminded me of my first car. My first car was a 1973 Chevy Monte Carlo. And it was a great car. Heavy, not very fast, but it did have some power. I rebuilt the engine in it, and I made it into a hot rod. It was red and black. I took all the chrome off. Anything that was chrome, I made black. With a bright red, it had the Landau top. But this car totally reminds me of my Monte Carlo. And I had the big tires in the back, slammed in the front. It's just a cool car. And that's probably one of the reasons I painted it red, because it reminded me of the Monte Carlo. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like and subscribe. I've got plenty more models to show, and I've got plenty more to build. So if you want to see some of the builds I've done over the years, click the link above. Thank you so much.